To use the door or not to use the door? That is the question. Last time on K&A, the composite cables of my heart plugged themselves into the wrong colors of emotion, thus turning my whole world black and white. I am lost. Without Kevin, without Austin, without color. I am truly alone. 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 Alone.
Oh, yeah.
I chewed another gumball. It was my third within this hour. It's a bad habit of mine. What a funny little oven. It's so tiny. I should bash it with a wrench, or take stuff out of it. I can use this set of spare parts from this tiny stove to fix the larger one. This was brilliant thinking on my part. There was nothing else I could investigate with the wrench. But I could cook some bacon.
Whoop. Woo.
I ate the bacon. I savored the bacon. Amazingly, this pizza seems undamaged by the stove fire. Perhaps this pizza was not cooked in the stove, but rather cooked in the fire. I looked around the pizzeria for some more parts. And there is the third freaking map right in the trash can that I could have looked in at the beginning of the mission. I chose not to get angry and wrote in my notebook. Well, looks like I found Gino's maps. I should return them. I had the option of investigating the trash can again, so I did. Nothing of note in this wastebasket. Just a lot of waste. I observed that back where I'm from, we call them trash cans. And indeed, they are cans filled with nothing but, shall we say, trash. The vermin, scums, whores, sluts. Someday a real floods. Someday something's gonna wash the scum off the streets. I decided to go home and watch Taxi Driver again to remember exactly how the quote went. The flush the someday a real wave, someday a real flood's gonna come, someday someday a real storm, someday a real storm, someday a real flood is gonna come and wash the scum off the streets. That's part of it. Wash the scum off the streets. The whores, the sluts, how did it go? As I climbed up the crane, still trying to remember how the Taxi Driver quote went, I looked at the controls, seeing if they would remind me of any part of the quote that I had forgotten. The cheats, the liars, the sluts. The sluts is definitely on there. Whores, sluts, possibly cheats. Liars, maybe. Someday a real flood's gonna come, and someday a real something is gonna come and wash the scum off the streets. Another yellow hat. Where are their owners? Caution, men at work. As I walked out of the construction site, I started remembering my favorite Men at Work song. But I didn't start singing it, because I don't actually know any Men at Work songs. I suddenly remembered that I was supposed to talk to Gino about his maps, so I did. Gino, I found your maps. Oh, fantastico. You're a lifesaver, Agent Thidge009. Oh, but one is missing. My map of the mountains. Fascinating. They were only interested in one of your maps, Gino. You see, these had all been discarded. I'm ruined. Gino, this is a solid lead. I'll get to the bottom of this. I wonder if Shirley, Patrick, or Derek are particularly interested in mountains. I, for one, am from Florida, where there is no such thing as mountains. In fact, I haven't seen a mountain in at least 14 years. My earliest memory takes place on a mountain and nothing else. What can you tell me about the mountains? Oh, as a matter of fact, Derek has been going on non-stop about mountains. Is that so? Yeah, kid must have gotten into snowboarding or something. Thanks, Patrick. Very useful to know. The mountain map was the only one missing, and Patrick says that Derek has been interested in mountains recently. Suspicious. I now have two fingerprints on Derek. I investigated Shirley about this matter, possibly talking to Derek about the mountains. What can you tell me about the mountains? Mountains, hon? Don't worry, Shirley. If you haven't heard anything, that's fine. Yeah. Oh. Yeah! Sorry, hon. Wait. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry, hon. Nothing comes to mind. No problem. Thanks. I walked down the street, not looking left or right, completely ignoring Derek. Suddenly realizing that I had messed up a line of dialogue, I started to question my identity. Who am I? Where am I? What is my name? Am I Thidge009? Agent T? Or am I Agent B of the K&A team? Without K and with no A. As usual, B is alone. That was deep. So deep that I forgot what I was talking about and investigated Derek. What can you tell me about the mountains? What? Mountains? Go away, Agent Loser! Derek, if you just help me out here for a minute. What do you want from me? I don't know anything about anything. Buzz off. He sure doesn't know anything. And neither do I. I still don't know what I'm doing in this game. Where I'm going. Where I've been. What I've seen. What I'm going to see. We're on a road to nowhere. Some. It's alright. Invisible wall. We're on a road to nowhere. Next time on K&A, I'll figure out what's going on. It's alright. Baby, it's alright. We're on a road to nowhere.